test one, two, test one, two, test one, two, test one, two. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Juan Key, and welcome to my world. I'm a cornucopia of stuff, honey. All right, let's get right to it. I am a little you know, drinked out, drop a bomb on the mimosas, the passion fruit mimosas during brunch today. Yes. I feel a little delayed. No, not my computer systems and my sound machine. Just me, Juan Key Pro, is physically delayed today. I went out with my husband, the Incredible Hulk, this morning to have some brunch, and what started as one Cosmo, one passion fruit Cosmo. There's a picture of it in my community board. It was then a second one came, and then a third one came, and that's all I remember. But I digress. We are here to give the confession to somebody. All right. All right, here we go. I'm just going to do this real quick, and I'm going to get the fucks off because I need to go rest. I need to go lay down, okay? And no, there was no celebration. There was no special moment. Well, actually, every time I go out with my husband, it's a special moment. So I guess we were just celebrating our vibrant, endless love, okay? So with that said, here goes the confession. Here goes the confession. I stayed quiet while my coworker got fired for something I did because she was already the easy one to blame. Uh-huh. All right, the woman goes on to say, a few years ago, I worked front desk at a crappy highway hotel, and one night I comped a room for a guy I knew because he kept whining that he was stranded. I wasn't supposed to do it, but I figured I could fix it in the system before morning. However, I forgot. The next day, my manager found the missing payment and started asking questions in front of everyone. My coworker, Jen, parentheses, name change in the parentheses, had checked that room out that morning, so it started looking like she was the one who messed it up. Jen was already on thin ice. So once suspicious landed on her, nobody pushed back that hard. Not even me. She kept saying she didn't do it, but she got written up again and then fired a week later after some other issues arose. Ah, shit. I said nothing. I told myself she probably would have been fired soon anyway, and if I admitted it, I'd lose my job too. The worst part is Jen texted me after asking it. Jen texted me after asking, should have been a comma there. But anyway, the worst part is Jen texted me, asking if I really thought she did it because everyone was acting like she was lying. I sent back some fake supportive bullshit, and she thanked me for it being nice. This is the worst type of individual. That part still makes me feel worse than the firing itself because she reached out to the one person who knew she was innocent, and I let her keep thinking nobody believed her. Okay? Let's see what some of the responses are. Somebody says, hope she sees this, laughing out loud. Then the original poster says, doubt it. She was pretty old, but maybe one day at least one lie ages out. I don't know what he meant by that, but what they meant by that. But okay, somebody else comes and says, I'm pretty old and I see this. Laughing out loud, whatever. Non-melanated people humor, right? Somebody says, I mean, this isn't burning hell worthy, but I do admire the admission. Hopefully, you have grown morally since then. Somebody says, that was horrible. And then the original poster comes back and says, oh, I knew this 101%. I just care more about saving my own ass. We know that. We know that. Somebody says, that's a heavy thing to carry around, and it makes sense it stuck with you. Somebody says, how do you think you can make this right? And the original poster says, I think that I should start by finding out whether that firing wrecked her life or accidentally got her somewhere better. All right, now let me tell you what I think. My Juanqui thoughts and my Juanqui views. It's twofold here, right? First of all, I believe in karma. So, whatever that situation, whatever karma she created by doing that situation, it eventually, whether it's now or generations later, is gonna come back to them. So that's that on that part. I think this is the worst type of individual, and I think when she says that she would go back and see if it made it. I think she's looking for validation that what she did was not that bad. You know what I mean? When in actuality, it is bad. You influence somebody's life at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, even if she got a better job, and let's all hope that she got a better job after being fired from the previous one, right? Because who would want to wish somebody harm and not having good resources and a good paying job and all of that? I mean, they are people. Drop a bomb on that. There are people that enjoy the suffering of others. They're called Germans. Drop a bomb on that. Let me clarify that. I don't want to offend the whole continent. They're called Nazis. But we all do respect. No, I think that there are some people that just enjoy, especially in the work setting. The thing about, my experience here in New York City, I've dealt with HR. I've been part of HR. I've had to interview people. I've had to. My husband, the Incredible Hulk says they are called Republicans. Are they great yet? Are they great yet? Were they great all of last 2-3 weeks when they were going to the pumps? Was it great yet? Yeah, y'all just lay there and hope that they throw some spit on it, since they're not giving it with lube no more. Hope that they're giving you some spit as you lay there and take it for the next 3 years. I will vote for Donald Trump as you get on your boat. I hope that vote that you cast make you feel good when you get on that boat, because you voted for Donald Trump. But I digress. That is not what this video is about, okay? This video is about the karmatic trauma that's going to come to this person who got this other person fired. Especially in the work setting. We don't know what, especially in New York, there's a lot of protections for different groups and all that. You may be working with somebody who is chemically imbalanced. You may be working with somebody who is highly medicated, under-medicated. You understand what I'm saying? Has psychosis, all of that going on in them brains. All types of DMS, DSM, mental deficiencies and all of that. And so you're dealing with these people who could find pleasures and joys out of watching other coworkers have a hard time at work or getting fired. They physically get aroused by people being in trouble at work. This is these people. And then they go home to their sad, pathetic lives. They have no family members that care for them because they're so troubled. They live in a rent stabilized apartment or through some program. You understand what I'm saying? They get the benefits. Heck, I've people, I've supervised people that get a access a ride for the rest of their lives. They get everything taken care of, and when they come to work, they're literally not mentally there to be able to accomplish the task, or on a social level. They don't know how to interact with people. They're also creating chaos, confusion, and drama. And so, all of that, I think, is you build the karma. You build the karma, and all of that comes back to you. Whether she landed at a much better place, it was still not it was still not up to him to have her be fired through his actions. It was up. He made the choice of comping a room for somebody in the business, right? And then did not take responsibility for it. And while she was getting it, still didn't take responsibility for it. That's some shit. Oh, because he was worrying about his own ass. Yes, you should have been worried about your own ass when you were breaking policy, company policy, and comping a room for somebody. That's the moment you said, I don't mind getting fired. Because I want to be nice to somebody I know. That's what you said. That's what you said. But I fault what I do is I fault the establishment, the business, because first of all, something like a hotel, and he says it's a crappy hotel. I guarantee you there has to be some sort of security system, camera. The first thing I would have done is pull the cameras, see who was on duty. Then I will audit the logins, who touched what file, who did what, who manipulated, what time was this in, who was. So that actually falls too on management for not doing the thorough investigation. And I understand in HR sometimes, when you got shit going on with staff members and you got to do, your investigations and write your reports and all that, things need to move very quickly. Very often, especially when there's things that have to deal with money and like that type of stuff, you have to move very quickly, very quick. Same with things for like sexual harassment. And that's why a lot of times if an investigation is going to be open, sometimes they'll move somebody out of the department for a little bit, or now they'll have them work from home, or their put them on what's called a no work status, which is pretty much like a vacation. Sometimes they call it desk duty, when it's like a cop job or something like that, to remove you out of the city. I know that all the parties know there's been this accusation and we need to do an investigation. And that does not mean an investigation for 3 months. No, it should be an investigation in 1-2 weeks. Interview all the people, gather all the facts, look at the policies, what policies were broken, document. And then from there, take it up to senior management and have senior management. You make your recommendation as an HR person or as a manager, as a supervisor. These are my findings. This is all written up. This is what I recommend. And then the upper management will make the decision on, whether or not they terminate or they suspend or what the case may be. All right. This has been your 30-second course on HR management, okay? But so that's really the bones of it. So, but they did say that it's a crappy hotel. So, were the cameras working? Clearly, the investigation wasn't done properly. Are there even any checks and balances? Any security systems? Like a supervisor that comes and reviews everybody's work from the shift that just left, because that should have been cut right there, right? That should have been cut right there. If he comped the room. That should have been cut right the same day, the very next day. But maybe it was the day that the manager was off for 2 days for their 5-day week or whatever. In any event, whatever the case may have been, she should have had the courage to step up, and because now it's eating her up. But a part of me, because I've seen this and I've dealt with this, where people get joy out of people's suffrage, part of me feels like this person will go on the computer, on social media, try to figure out what this person landed, and kind of just bask on the fact that they affected or affected this person's life by her own choice. It's sick. It's sick and it's twisted, but unfortunately, we live in a society where this is not uncommon. This is not uncommon. If there's something that I have learned after all the years of different jobs that I have, different incarnations of my career, different skill sets, working with people at all levels of education, socioeconomic status, all of that, all levels. Something that I have truly learned about the workplace is it ain't no friends in the office. You should always have a moral compass. And above all, always cover your motherfucking ass. Document. And let me tell you something. Nowadays, ain't no easier way to document shit that just putting it, even if it's a text message. You spoke about something to your supervisor or whatever. Get your computer, fire up your laptop and send. I am notorious for if we had just a brief conversation and we agreed on something at the water cooler or even in a professional meeting, I will go as soon as I leave the water cooler. I'm firing up my email. Oh, hey, so and so, just want to capture for records, or you want to summarize what we just talked about, or a friendly reminder, or just making an internal note for my records. We agreed that this is going to happen. You're going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then we're both going to do this. Okay, best Juanqui. Just like that. And let me tell you, at first, when you get into a new environment and you do stuff like that, people might, especially if it's not the culture of the organization or the company, for there to be a follow-up email to the conversation, people might feel little ways. Oh, well, fuck them. Fuck you. Fuck you. See, my supervisors gave me this extra space in my email system right now. And the IT guy said whenever my email gets full, I could just download the emails and put it in this unlimited storage he gave me on the C drive. Okay? Because you bitches will get in a meeting and get all brand motherfucking new. Baby, I have been known to capture a meeting, capture a recap, capture a conversation in a way that it reads like a motherfucking script at an audition. All right? I have set up a whole system that all I gotta do is keywords. If there's ever a question, she says she gonna do what or who? Let's find out and see. Okay, what are the terms, the keywords? Right there. All of my PDF files. Not like that. No, not like the Adobe PDF files, okay? Everything secure, everything. Okay, this is what was said. On that date, we met at this time, and this is what you said. This is what we said, and this is what we agreed, and this is the action items. I've been pulled into meetings where it was like, well, you said you was going to do, and I let them all go off. I let them all go crazy, go off. Like, I just have to check my notes. I let them get it all out. Okay, are we done? Okay, I need about 10 minutes to check my notes, and I'll be right back. I go, grab my laptop, because I already know. Grab my laptop, check my notes, come right back. Plug into the monitor in the room, open up the minutes or whatever, the notes, and I'm like, this is what the notes said. You said this, you said that, and this is what they agreed to, and this was that. Any questions? Okay, thank you so much. Let me tell you, you do that a few times. You pull that professional card a few times, and motherfuckers will leave you the fuck alone. As a matter of fact, they will come to you to see if you remember. You was in that meeting, right? Do you remember? Do you have anything? Oh, let me see what I got on my notes. You're going to have people from other fucking units and other departments coming to you, asking you, do you remember what so-and-so? You was in that meeting. What did they say? Even if it has nothing to do with your shit. you write a note. If you was in that meeting or in that conversation, write a motherfucking note. Cover your fucking ass. Because you just never know who is smiling in your face and before you got there wanted that position or thought they were going to get promoted or even applied for your position and got denied, straight up denied, and said, no, we need some fresh blood from outside. You ain't know the history that's going on with these people before you got in there, or what they really feel about you and stuff like that. You just gotta be, and let me tell you, once you get in the habit of always writing your notes and a recap or whatever, or summary, or what's going on or whatever, it becomes secondhand. Like it becomes like nature. Like you just boom. You just do it. It's just built. It's not like you're gonna stay late because I gotta finish writing the note. No, it just becomes part of your day, and you're just good at it. You're just good at it. But in conclusion, you should feel bad. You should definitely feel bad. Whether the person changed for the better, let's hope that they did. But that does not negate the fact that maybe they had a few hard months before that happened. And it shouldn't be, well, you landed at a better place. No, but you affected your day-to-day, my day-to-day, by you being a coward. And when do you take responsibility and accountability? By coming to the internet and writing a post of confessions in the confession thread? Like, that's not you taking responsibility. That's you searching for peace of mind. And no, you should feel bad. You should feel bad, and it should haunt you. And you should see when karma comes and hits you and gives it to you with no loop or no spit. I hope that you remember that moment where you decided to break company policy, let somebody stay in a room without paying. So essentially stealing company resources, right? And product, because that's the product, your ability to stay in a hotel room. So you stole from the company. And when the shit hit the fan, you didn't say nothing. You let it go down and she got fired. And now you're trying to justify, well, she was going to get fired anyway. You don't know that. Unless you were the person who was going to sign off on the firation of it all, you don't know if she was going to get fired or not next time. You don't know that. Nobody, and that's another thing. People don't know what people got going on with HR individually. What's on your record, what's on your files. No. Even if you are best friends with the girl at HR who gives you all the tea all the time, you do not know what's exactly happening in a closed door meeting between a person and management. There's absolutely no way for you to know. Unless you was in the room, you do not know. So you got to be more careful. You got to be more careful. With that said, I come through every single night, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys tomorrow for another confession, or maybe seeking advice, or maybe AMA. Ask me anything. Please hit that like button. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm about to go back to bed. I brunch got me. It did me today. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.